So let's get started with that, all right? Over this presentation, I'll talk to you about a few things. We'll talk about some season highlights, the fee history, attendance information, temperatures, concessions, the pool rental revenue, swim lessons revenue, and then we'll also wrap it up by the expenses and expenditures and revenue and give you how we did and looking forward to this next year, all right? And then at the end, I promise there'll be opportunities for you to ask questions as well. So this year, the season highlights, we employed over 90 individuals at the pool. We're open, scheduled to be open 84 days, but with the school district, we were able to open an extra 5 days, so we're actually open 89 days this year. We were closed for a total of 63 hours. That's up from about 20 hours from last year. We did have a warmer July, however, June and August were cooler, and so you'll see the numbers will reflect that. Hamilton-Lowe, Howling and Hamilton had about 360 dogs this year, and we had about 125 kids participate in the youth triathlon at the end of the season. I do know that the adult triathlon, which is not run by the city, it fills up every single year as well. So it's a very heavily used facility. This is our fees for the last fee schedule for the last few years. As you can see, we did not change fees this year. We'll be looking at the rates this year as we get ready for budget this next season. So I anticipate some small raise in that to help offset our expenses as well. So here's our attendance. Total attendance this year was 54,384. Like I said, we were open 89 days. And then we were closed 63 hours. In relation, you can tell the last couple of years we've had some pretty good closure, not as many hours, but in 2010 and 2009, we were up over 70 hours. So kind of in the middle range as usual. That 63 hours works out to approximately 8 days of closure. You can see over the last 10 years where that 54,384 falls into. We're right about where we normally are at. I found this very interesting this year. June's temperature, like I said, was cooler by almost 2 degrees or over 2 degrees. July was warmer, and then September and August was cooler by almost 2 degrees. We had a lot of days this year in the 71 to 79 range, and a lot of days in the 90-plus range. So not much in between. We had more cooler days and warmer days than we've had in a long time. So that's a good thing. As you can tell, and as you would expect, colder days we have less people show up. Warmer days we have more people show up, and these are just the numbers so you can see what we did this year. Everything from 103 people a day when we're really chilly up to almost 1,000 when it's over 90 degrees. Concession revenue continues to go up. We're up to $42,233 this year. Our expenses were a little bit higher than last year. That was due to every 2 years we purchase our big squirts, and that's a big upfront expense. But to get the cost, I have to buy basically 2 years worth ahead of time. So, and plus when you're making more money, it costs a little bit extra money as well. So, swim lesson pool rental revenue was up to $9,200. Almost $9,300, about where it's been the last few years except for 2012. Swim lessons, we had a really good swim lesson. This is the best swim lesson year we've had. We had 770 individuals participate in swim lessons, everything from our water safety instructor courses to our adoptive swim lessons to private swim lessons, adult swim lessons. Lifeguarding class had 25 individuals this year, and then also our Aqua Zumba class is very, very popular. Water safety instructor class did not go this year because we didn't have it, but our revenue this year for swim lessons was up almost $5,000. So, as you guys are aware, pool scholarships is a large part of our scholarships that are used. Last year was about $7,500 that was used for youth scholarships. This year we're at $14,851. Swim lessons was $3,400, and I need to pull up this real quick on my phone. I apologize. But that accounted for 59 individuals to participate in swim lessons, and then the $11,397 was for 190 individuals to participate in swimming throughout the summer. So that's what the breakdown of those two numbers are. So you have them. So total our revenue this year was $296,719. Our expenses were $334,987, which makes a net subsidy of $38,268. What I do wanted you guys to do, which I've done differently this year than years past, I do want you to see that we do recover 88.6% of our expenses. Over the last 10 years, our average has been about 84.5%. This year, we're above our average at 88.6%. And so we do a really good job of covering the costs that are incurred by running the pool. As you can see, just the revenues and expenses, our revenues keep going up, and in the same time, our expenses go up as well. Hopefully, we can get more revenue than expense. So in conclusion, we did see a slight decrease in attendance from last year. We did see season passes stay roughly the same. Our concession sales, our concession sales continue to go up, and we did this year see a large increase in swim lessons attendance and revenue. So the additional expenses that were incurred this year at the Aquatic Center, we replaced the old lockers, which were old and rusty, and that was a $3,100 expense. We purchased 40 new lounge chairs for about $4,000, and the inflatable fun run had been fixed the last time it could be fixed. And so we used $8,400 of the Ross family money that was left to the city for the youth, and we replaced that, and we spent the extra $1,000, $1,200 out of capital or minor equipment as well. The 2015 projects, we've got some roof repairs that need to be done at the pool. Currently, we're having engineers work on that. The slides will be surfaced, and we're still in the process of getting that done. And hopefully, we'll be able to replace the frog slide. That's the plan. If the money is there, we're planning on replacing the frog slide with a mountain and a moose. And so the kids will really enjoy that. It had a wolf, but I thought in North Idaho the wolf might get shot, so we didn't want that in Idaho. So looking ahead, we're going to be very vigilant this year, as we always are, with recreational water illnesses. Cryptosporidium is a nasty bug, and we do everything we can to keep it out of the pool. We'll continue to work on increasing our revenue and reducing our cost. And lastly, I really want to take a moment to thank all the staff. I've got 90 lifeguards and concessionaires. I've got everyone from IS to, I better be careful what I say because I don't want to miss anybody, but there's a lot of people that are heavily involved in running this pool. I just get to be the one that gets to stand in front of you. But thanks to all the staff that made this just a great year. So, and with that, I'll turn it over to you guys to have any questions.
One thing I want to say, Eric, before I turn over to the council, is that 1 week that we stayed open later because of the schools having a late start, I had a lot of comment from folks out in the public that really appreciated that we did that.
Yeah.
And so
we got a lot of good feedback from it as well.
Yeah, and so that was something I want to make sure that doesn't get by, because that was a big deal for, I think, the city and the Parks and Rec and our pool and the staff.
It was the whole department. I mean, Dwight really led the charge with us, but with us having the pool open, and Greg came up with a couple of programs, and we did the best we could out of a tough situation. So,
no, and the cooperation that's a big deal, and as a community, that's the kind of cooperation we need to work between, whether it be the school district and the city or whatever. So that's a big deal.
It was nice having Dwight's leadership on that too.
Absolutely, really you get kudos for that, Dwight, back there sitting in the back. Dan, you had a question?
Yeah, Eric, do the scholarships count as part of the pool income?
No.
Okay, so that is broken out as far as...
I do not include them in the pool income, no.
Okay. Because that would bring, those dollars are there. Of course, we subsidize them as well, but that would be still change that net a little bit if it was included.
Yes, we have not been given that direction,
so
I tell you where we're at, and then that's on top of it. So,
thanks.
I wanted to echo the mayor's congratulations on having the pool open that extra time. I thought that was an excellent move on our part. And I'm wondering also if you had any opportunity to break out the impact of those extra 5 or 6 days on either income or revenue for this year.
Well, income and,
Or income or expenses for this
okay,
year?
expenses to staff the facility is about $2,200 a day. That's just, if I show up and everyone's there and we're busy, that's not actively management, that's just, if everyone's there the whole day, it's $2,200 a day to staff the facility. I can tell you how we did numbers-wise. We had about, on the warm days that was that week, we had about 800 people there a day. I did look at those numbers specifically. On the cooler days, it was down to 300 or 400 people a day. I can't tell you off the top of my head how much of a breakdown it was who were paying customers and who were season pass people that had already paid. So I can't give you that. I could go get that information for you, but I don't have it on the top of my head right now. I think overall, you're still heating and treating in the pool. You still have lifeguards there. We didn't have any swim lessons that week, so that didn't cost us anything extra. I can't give you a dollar amount, but
Right, so you don't know if it would have been like 30,000 subsidy instead of a 38,000 or
no,
whatever that.
because I don't know. I can go back
That's
and pull
fine.
it out, but I just haven't pulled that out because I thought
Sure.
we'll do the whole shooting match. So
Yeah, that's great, thanks.
John, I'll come to you next.
Yeah, Eric, I think you guys are doing a real good job there. I remember the last time I was on the council, this final net was between $53,000 and $60,000, and you and the other people that you work with have reduced that down to 38, and you are recovering 88+% of the amount of money that you spent. I think that's something to be congratulated for. City pools don't make money, but our city pool comes real close to breaking even, and every year you seem to be getting a little bit closer. Congratulations and thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Art?
Yeah, I think it's a first-class operation and a real asset to the city, and I'm glad we've got it, and you guys are doing a bang-up job running it. But because you're here, and I'm curious, and I don't know,
Great.
what are the criteria that go into a pool closure? Temperature and lighting and...
Okay,
What
very good
determines
question. We do a temperature gauge is where we are at, and we do a hard number of 60. And if it's not 60, we just don't open. Typically, it'll be windy, it'll be cool, and anything below 60, we get little blue people running around and chattering teeth, and it's just not a good thing. With lightning, if there is
He's referring to BSC.
if there is lightning, we pull everyone out of the pool for 30 minutes after the last lightning strike that is seen. There are times when by then the pool usually clears out and there's usually nobody there, and the times we'll try to reopen, but as soon as we see lightning, we pull everyone out of the pool, and we do not let anyone back into the water structure or the play area until 30 minutes after the last lightning strike. The nice thing is we have a lifeguard that's up at the slide platform, so they have a better view. They can actually see a lot further. And so when we know there's storms rolling in, that's part of our active management too. If we know there's weather, we know what the weather's going to do. We know where people are going to be. We watch the weather system. My managers always have radar up, so they know when the systems are rolling in. And we do a really good job of trying to actively manage the situation. If we know there's storms in the area, we'll also put a sign up in front of the facility to say, there are thunderstorms, to beware that there might be thunderstorms today, and this is the process that will happen, so that everyone's aware of it, and then they can make an informed decision whether they want to go in or not, and do that.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
yes, sir.
Walter?
Eric, would you mind sending the council a copy of the PowerPoint presentation?
I do not mind at all.
Thank you. A question for you. The $38,268, following up on John's comment about previous year losses, seems pretty low to me. Having not seen this earlier, can we presume that the lowest dollar amount that we had for a final net loss was the 2013 when we had 90.7% recovery? Or does the percentage relate directly to the dollars?
Percentage rates directly to dollars.
Okay, so this is not our best year in terms of how well we've done.
Well, if you look at the map, at the chart, it is the best year of our revenue. Over the last 10 years, our revenue has gone up almost $70,000, or almost $60,000. So it's going up as well, but also expenses are going up. I think a couple years ago when I came to council, I think we had a difference of 24. That might have been in the first couple of years that I came in, but we've had other years where it's $60,000, and that's part of running a pool. We just didn't have as many people that year, so.
Yeah, it's a really good number considering the fact it appears to have been a pretty average year with the exception of swimming lesson sales.
Right.
A question for Don Palmer, if I might. Don, following up on, I think it was Dan's question, should the scholarship monies that's buying passes and entry fees be part of this report's revenue?
No, because what we've got is, what we do now is we got the scholarships into the general fund.
Correct.
And we try to track those separately from this. And this is the scholarships. Do we do a transfer? I don't even remember if we do a transfer into the pool, and I'm not sure that we did that because I'll have to look at that. Actually, I'll have to get back with you on that because I think Sue and I talked about.
you would do the transfer.
Sue and I talked about that, so I think that was part of our discussion about doing that. So I have to go back and look.
Okay. If you'd get a hold of me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And if the answer to that is yes, then that would be part of this number.
Got that in?
That it would be in there.
We would then include it.
It would include it.
Other questions for
We
Eric?
continue.
To be continued. I'll be back next week. No.
I guess we're done with the
I move we accept the report.
Okay, Dan made the motion to move, Tom seconded it to accept the report. I'll start the roll, John.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Considered accepted, Eric, and thank you for the wonderful report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.